welcome back to Books for Thought. I'm Allison Trulli. As you know, on the 15th of every month, IEC will review 4 books that we feel will help you have a better understanding of an academic area of study. June brings a very special episode that we hope sparks you to take action, or at least to reflect. Initially, we chose international relations for this month because June has the most international awareness days on the UN calendar, 28 in total. However, due to the recent homicide of George Floyd that happened in Minneapolis, Minnesota on May 25th of this year, it becomes more important than ever, more significant than ever, to highlight an area of study that can serve as a springboard for future social justice and equality. Let's get started. Book 1 is called Helen Clark Inside Stories. It was written by Claudia Pond-Eiley and it was published by Auckland University Press. Some of you might already know this, but I think it's still worth mentioning that Helen Clark was not New Zealand's first female Prime Minister. That was Jenny Shipley. Helen was New Zealand's first elected female Prime Minister, and she turned out to be anything but your average leader. In the same vein, this biography is anything but your average biography. We're not narrated the life and times of New Zealand's arguably most powerful and well-known civil servant. Instead, we're presented with sections of interviews that were conducted during the production process of a documentary about Helen that came out in 2013. Through these interviews, we learn about Helen's life, her childhood, her passions, her dreams. We learn about her work as a politician and a leader, and we also get some insight into the darker sides of New Zealand politics. I chose Helen this month because she's well known for her strong commitment to topics such as sustainable development, gender equality, and social justice. In the blog post for this month, I'm posting links to a documentary that came out in 2017 called My Year with Helen. The documentary chronicles Helen's campaign for the UN Secretary General position. Helen comes across as someone who was really trying to clean out the skeletons in the UN's closet and who may have lost due to this very reason. What a shame. Book 2 is called The Black Door. It was co-written by Rory Cormack and Richard Aldrich. It was published by Williams Collins Press. The title of the book makes a direct reference to number 10 Downing Street, the official residence and office of British Prime Ministers. The book tells the tale of each Prime Minister's relationship with secret intelligence operations since the beginning of the 20th century. Far from being a dry and boring historical recount of events, this book debunks some of the more common misconceptions about espionage and intelligence, while also proving that truth is frequently much stranger than fiction. We can trust what we're reading here because the research and the writing have been done by 2 of the most revered academics in the field. Rory Cormack is a professor at University of Nottingham, and Richard Aldrich is a professor at University of Warwick, both extremely well-known and prestigious universities. Book 3 is called Thinking Globally, a Global Studies Reader. It was written by Mark Juergensmeyer and it was published by the University of California Press. I think one of the things that I like most about this book is that it's extremely informative and it's extremely easy to read. Every bit of this book is informative, actually. And as the name indicates, it's not written by just one author on one topic, but rather we have a collection of publications that have been written by authorities in their field on topics that really any international relations scholar should be familiar with. It's got an attention-grabbing introduction, which also serves to put non-international relations academics into context, and the selection of texts ensures good representations of viewpoints from across the globe. And by the way, if you like cats, there's an interesting reference to them in the introduction. Book 4 is called Coconut. It was written by Kopano Matmawa Mawaso, and it was published by Jaconda Media. In Wikipedia, there's a very long list of South African slang words, and one of those slang words is coconut. On the page, it's defined as a racist remark towards Black people who behave like Caucasians. Brown on the outside, white on the inside. Matmawa's novel discusses what it means to grow up Black in a white suburb of post-apartheid South Africa. Your heart will break at multiple points as you read this novel, and it will be a painful reminder that the struggle is definitely not over. The South African government may have officially ended apartheid, but among the people in the day-to-day and within the system itself, there's still a really long way to go. And while this novel happens to take place in post-apartheid culture in South Africa, I think it's important to point out that it could be applied to many countries around the world right now. And I hope that even if you decide not to read this book, that you do decide to reflect on your beliefs and your actions. And I genuinely hope that you decide to take more action than you have before. Because it's not enough to simply not be racist. We need to reject the systems that are racist, and we need to stand up and make sure that things are finally made right. Thanks for joining me this month. I hope you enjoyed the selections, and as always, feel free to send your comments and suggestions our way. We'll do our best to take them on board. Take care, and we'll see you on the 15th of next month.